Alrighty, ooh-wee. Are we live? I said, are we live? Are we live into his ass? But if we live, I gotta put this camera here. I'll look further away. Wait a minute now. I'm trying to put myself more in the camera. I don't want to do it. Oh, wait. Should I move the speaker over something? That help? Still got me at the same spot. Look at how I'm falling up. Look at that, y'all. Look at that. Clothes don't even stay on me no more. Are we live? But if we live, let me see something. Can I do a refresh here? Can we do a refresh? Are we live in 2K? That's all I want to say. Are we live? Are live. Alrighty, y'all. Y'all can see we live in his app. We are live. Before we start watching the video, I want to catch up with y'all for a minute. Y'all don't mind? If y'all don't mind, can I take the time? Chat with y'all for a minute. Y'all probably didn't catch it. But y'all know that last year we switched from Medicare Part A, Part B. We switched to Care First, which is called a dual Medicare, which means since I have a little bit of state Medicaid and I have Medicare, basic Medicare is just Part A and Part B. If you want to get vision, hearing, things like that done, you need Part D. Getting that dual plan lets me get C and D. So we switched to Care First, and everything went out of pocket. We were paying $50 to go see people, wasn't paying nothing to see. Prescriptions went up. Instead of paying $1 or $2, paying $5. For some, we're paying as much as $13. So we switched companies. And we haven't paid a $50 fee to go see somebody. But the prices, we still been spending $60 a month on prescription. And let me tell you, the new plan started in January. So you got January, February, March, April, about to go into May. We'll just say 4 months. That's almost $250 that they owe me, that I paid out of pocket for no reason. Because we just went and got 4 prescriptions, which would have been $4 for 3 and $10 for 1. So that would have been 22. That would have been $22. So that means I've been paying all these months. The good news is I won't have to pay no more. That's the good news. I won't have to pay no more. But I'm not happy about it. It is what it is. So technically, Walgreens owe me some money, and United Healthcare owe Care First some money. I ain't gonna worry about neither one of them. That's on them. But I'm thankful that I was able to get what I needed to get. Very thankful. So since the video was all crazy, let's go take a look. I don't know if ain't nobody watching. I can go ahead and watch TV. Get me some. But I'm still here, willing to home, but don't nobody care. So let's go ahead and check the video out. You already got it set up here. Let me. Camera recording. All right, y'all, let's go. I got rid of that video. Why is it still there? I deleted that video. Why is it still there? That's yesterday. I ain't happy about that. How you doing? How you doing? One time you want to joke ain't straight. I knew it. Just like $1. Oh, that don't mean nothing. That's yesterday. Oh, this thing ain't even loud. No, I can't roll with this. Anyway, so this is the right one. Okay. What you done? So what am I doing? This means that the World Trade is in New York. Everybody has a World Trade Center there. Okay. If you went in the South Park, anybody understand? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's what? You good to go? Oh, this thing ain't even loud. No, I can't roll with this. Unless it's going to be on the regular music. There we go. Don't get a wool jacket, it's kind of breezy out here.
We ran these out of it. All I can say is, woo, smell it. There you go. Right to the red light. Don't hit me! That's a good right saying. So everybody was right there. damn. Oh, Lord. Here we go. Hey, sir. Hey, sir. Hey, sir. Hey, sir. Up, up. Yeah. All I can say is wee. How you doing, sir? Slow down. There's another hole coming out. Hey, sir. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Where's that hole at? We was just out here yesterday. We had 28 wheels then. We only got 16-inch wheels. Less than 2 inches wide. We had 4-inch wide wheels before. I know that hole coming up. I think that's it right there. Is that it? No. Right. Yeehaw! There it is right there after it. That's done. This 360 footage gonna jump you along the way. There it is. Come on, right off my face. Thank you. And they right the crosswalk. Right in the crosswalk. Hey, what's going on, Concrete Jungle? Welcome to the show, buddy.
I said, shimmy. Hey, it's something day.
Come on, man. Killing me. Thank you. Get off my ear. So it was hanging on the mask anyway. So you wasn't doing your job, was you? You wasn't doing your job. You wasn't doing your job. took me this little one, I guess over there in Asia.
Thank you.
That's crazy. I don't understand how people can't go continue.
You don't mind?
It just continue. But I caught that or not. But dang. Anybody else? How y'all doing? Good. We on the first 11 minutes. The mini. How you doing? How you doing? I told y'all they illegal. I told y'all they illegal. Oh Lord. Illegal. That's James. Yes. They want to ride this dirt bike. I keep telling y'all they illegal. Every smiling in my face. Y'all see the popo all over that place. That's why that should be legal. I let them know, hey, leave me alone, don't leave me. I got my helmet on. That's all I'm saying, you know. It would be nice to hit those things. Yep, y'all see them reasons taking about a go-go. They couldn't do nothing to me. Because I'm legal. That's what I said. Yeah, every night we riding at those speeds, but it's best to be legal. Let me check the mail real quick and then we out of here.
That's the old place.
Let's go check the mail real quick. See, that's why I didn't get on the bike yet. When I hit your block, oh, going to the market, and then we head back.
I've been riding.
They not. No car coming. I put money on it. I will put money on it. Yep. Well.
Motorcycle boys again. Going to leave and I'll go ride the train.
You want to meet your maker? You think you're hard, you better be on guard. What? I'm putting down a smackdown. Don't sing it. Just bring it.
That's why I never say
I just one, you got two of them.
these two the milk rope was tight. And I used that thing.
Don't sing it.
Just bring it.
I'm going back to bro too. You got front to finish.
You lying, but I'm a lion. You lying, you pissed to the one who bullshit. You back on the goal. But that shit up with the low, so you get it all over again. Basically, so you can't win. No matter how much stuff you accumulate, the man's going to make more profit. That's the same thing with the variation. You just start it up bigger. How does that much bigger? It does much more better. I got a plan.
Man, they waiting on me. Just waiting on me. Are you turning or you want to straight up?
Yeah, all right, I am. All right, I don't even want to watch the footage no more. I'm telling y'all, I don't even want to watch the footage no more. Okay? I don't even want to watch the footage no more. Seriously. That was awful. Now, this mount here, we were using it to hold the speaker. We wasn't using it to hold that. But the mount that held the phone broke. So that mount ain't worth 2 pieces of dookie. So we're gonna have to wait. Because of the nature of our bike rides and the raggedy potholes, it's hard to find stable mounts. It really is. But I'm gonna have to invest in something next month. I'll handle it. So yesterday we did I did a sermon on. Yesterday I did a sermon on who's the man Jesus Christ, and while I was setting the show up, I hurry up and bookmark some things, but I didn't need it. I just went on. Man, I didn't need it. Be honest with you. But I stuck them. I thought I stuck them. Oh no, okay. I went too far down. I know when I see the thumbnail. Oh Lord. There we go. So let's take a look. Yesterday our focus was who was the man Jesus Christ. I very quickly bookmarked 3 articles. Those of you that watched the sermon last night know what I'm talking about. I just did it on my own. I didn't need. But since the footage is so bad, and I took the time, even though it only took me 2 minutes to bookmark these articles, let's see what they got to say. Maybe we'll learn something. Laying that out. Back. Brave browser. Had that on live chat. Ain't nobody chatting again. Ooh. Are you punishing me by not chatting? Roll on with or without you. 12 Bible verses that prove Jesus was a man we can follow. Small collection of verses to show who our Savior really was. The man, Jesus Christ, although he was the Son of God, the Bible tells us that Jesus chose to come down to earth in the form of a man. It is written that he had a human nature and a human will, but that he overcame and never sinned. Because of this overcoming life, he was able to overcome death, and today he is seated at the right side of his Father in heaven. As Christians, this is of paramount importance for us because he overcame as a man like us. It means that we also can live the same life that he lived while on earth. It is completely possible to follow Christ in truth. If we follow him, we will also end up where he is. Below are 12 verses that prove that Jesus was a man like us whom we can follow. Let's take a looky. Those of y'all that watched the sermon yesterday, you'll be able to see if what I said matches up. Jesus was tempted in all points, but we do not have a high priest who cannot sympathize with our weakness, but was in all points tempted as we are, yet without sin. 4:15. Jesus had his own will, which he denied. Father, hey, I mentioned this last night. Father, if it is your will, take this cup away from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done. Luke 22:42. I told y'all, Jesus only questioned God one time. The whole time he was down here. How many times this week did you question Jesus or God? Well, turn your head for a second while I go do this. But I'll repent for this later on. Jesus was down here 32 years and never did it. He can do it, why can't you do it? If he can do it, why can't you do it? 32 years. Jesus told us to follow him on the way of self-denial. Jesus said to his disciples, if anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whoever desires to save his life will lose it. But whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. Matthew 16:24-25. You covered that. But listen to what Jesus said. If you want to follow him, you have to die. Whatever you've been doing up to the point that you decide to become a disciple and a follower of Jesus Christ, you gotta let everything up to that point that you've done, that you've experienced, that you've seen, it all gotta die. Not meaning you die right now, but everything you've known, everything you've experienced, everything you've done is dead. So no sitting back and reminiscing. You gotta let all that die. You dead to the world. If you can't do that, you can't be a follower of Jesus Christ. You gotta let everything that you know, that you love, that you appreciate, you gotta let it die. You can't hold on to the things of this world and think you can get to the next one. You gotta let all this go. Eventually your body gonna go, but your spirit won't. You have to let everything you know and appreciate, it got to die. You got to start anew. That's what it means to be born again. Everything and everyone and everything that you care about, you gotta let it die. And put Jesus Christ first. Can't do that. Can't be a Christian. Can't do that. You can't walk with Christ. You can't hold on to the things of this world. You gotta let it go. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Too many people in the clergy buck dance. They tell you you can keep doing what you're doing. Walk with Jesus. You can't. You gotta let it go. You gotta turn everything over to Him. You can't do it. God. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. You must love Jesus more than you love your mother and father, more than you love your grandparents, more than you love your children, more than you love your favorite food, more than you love your favorite car, more than you love your favorite, more than you love your. You got to get all that. And you can't walk with Jesus. To the lake of fire. Get mad all you want. Bust me out. Turn me off. Curse me. Go tell other people how bad I am. But I ain't gonna do you a bit of good. You gotta stand before Him and explain to Jesus why you deserve it. Explain to Jesus why what was down here was so more important than Him. How you gonna convince Him to keep going into that lake? Because unfortunately, some of you are going to have to deal with that. Jesus grew and developed spiritually. As Jesus increased in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and men. Luke 2:52. While Jesus was down here, He didn't just stay in one state. He was constantly learning and evolving. Are you learning and evolving? Are you acquiring the knowledge to help you have a relationship? Or are you just down here having fun? Are you enjoying that Jesus and God hate? Or are you growing spiritually? Put yourself in line with what Jesus God wants. Don't let it go on one end and go out the other. Ask yourself, are you? That was Luke. The Spirit of God testifies that Jesus came in flesh. By this you know the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesses that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is of God. And every spirit that does not confess that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is not of God. John 4:2. By this you know the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesses that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is of God. Every spirit that does not confess Christ has come is not of God. Real simple verse to break down. That really doesn't need me breaking down, but I'll do it anyway. Every spirit. If you alive, you got a spirit. But do you really believe that Jesus Christ came down in the flesh? Or do you believe that Jesus was just a man? You believe that Jesus is just a man, there's no way you can walk with him. Jesus is God. God created Jesus out of himself. As I said yesterday, if y'all watched, Frankenstein monster not turn on Frankenstein. Because Dr. Frankenstein created the monster. Monster needs things from Dr. Frankenstein. They're alive. Now, the monster can find a way to himself provide the thing that he might need stuff alive. But to be optimal, Dr. Frank constantly creating for him to reach his abilities. Otherwise, he'll just be the same monster. Or like having the same phone and not getting no update. Or it's 10 years later and everybody else is on Android 25 and you still on Android 8. This is what the devil been doing all these years. He got the same powers and the same thought pattern, same intelligence that he had. Actually, he has less of it. So just like us, he's growing apart from God. As we get further and further away from God, we get weaker. So is the devil. We're getting weak. We don't have no powers. We're really getting. What that money for? Devil getting weaker too. When you separate yourself from God, weaker you. Because as I said, you ain't getting no update. Like an old Android. Like the very first iPhone. Who wants the very first iPhone and nobody? Will it work? Yeah, it'll work. It'll be slow and ain't gonna have no LTE. Ain't gonna be getting no 5G on it. So that's you separation. Get weaker. Developing. Better. Jesus humbled himself and came in likeness. Let this mind be which was also in Christ Jesus. Being in the form of God, did not consider it robbery to be equal, but made himself of no reputation, taking the form of a bondservant and becoming in the likeness of men. being found appearance as a man, humbled himself, became obedient to death, and the death of the cross. 5:8. This backs up what I said yesterday and what I said earlier today. Christ Jesus, being in the of God, did not consider it robbery equal, but made himself of no reputation, taking the form of a bondservant, coming the likeness of men. So basically, he humbled himself. Jesus created everything. God created Jesus and gave him the power to do it. But Jesus created everything. He humbled himself and came down here and lived as one of us. He humbled himself. Didn't have to. But he wants what God wants. That paradise. They want that paradise on earth. They're giving you a part of that paradise. You choose to be the mess on this world. You choose things you want. You don't care what they want. You're going to do what you do. You ain't worrying about impressing them. You're worrying about impressing the people. I worry about things that I can't see. I can't see the devil, but I can feel it. I can't see y'all and get, I feel it. I'm in awe of it. I can't see awe of it. We care more about the things. I know I can't beat Jesus and God up. But I can beat my fellow man up. Why would I be scared of him? Y'all are scared. I'll be a fellow man. You hide in your house. Tiptoe around. You're afraid. You're afraid of something you can see. You can see it, you can strike it. Why would you be afraid of something you can see? Somebody in the chat. Hey, Chung Lee. Said, can I turn the mic up? Hold on. How do I sound now? You say you can barely hear me? Well, let's do a mic check. Hold on. Let's do a mic check real quick. The recording, do Snowball, configure, set up microphone. Oh, it's on headset microphone. Okay, put it on desktop microphone. Peter dictates this computer. He prefers it to typing and particularly prefers it to pen and paper. Peter dictates this computer. He prefers it to typing and particularly prefers it to pen and paper. Peter dictates this computer, prefers it to typing, and particularly prefers it to pen and paper. Peter, pumpkin eater. Right? Now, go to properties, levels. It was on 91. Go to advanced. Okay, how do I sound now? How do I sound now? See, the microphone is hanging. I have it behind the TV. Can I get it to sit in front of the TV? Wait a minute. See? Okay, don't. I'm holding it. Go ahead. Yeah. How do I sound now? Trying to see if there's a way to rig this up. Wait a minute. Well, I read it. You see the other way. At least face me. Something. Trying to figure out how I can get this thing to. Still not right. All right, what if you put it in the center? All right, how it sound now? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Tell me, how do I sound? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello, can y'all hear me? Hello. Hello. Can y'all hear me? Good morning, some of y'all here. So somebody tell me, can you hear me? Thanks, my duck. I got it dangling. I got to figure out how I'm going to rig this up. But that'll do for right now. I had it behind the TV. Now it's in front of it. So I might need to figure out a way to get it to like dangle or something. But all right, let's get back to what we were talking about. The Apostle Paul refers to the man Jesus Christ. But there is one God and one mediator between God and men, the man Jesus Christ, who gave himself a ransom for all, to be testified in due time, for which I was appointed a preacher and an apostle. I am speaking the truth in Christ and not lying, a teacher of the Gentiles in faith and truth. The reason I believe, and this is my belief, the reason why the so-called Jews say that they don't believe in the New Testament is the New Testament takes away their claim of being God's chosen people. The New Testament says that the Israelites were so disobedient that God abandoned them and threw them to the wolves and made the gift for salvation to be for everyone. They say the New Testament. They won't outright say it. But I believe that they believe that the New Testament is the Romans trying to make themselves God's people. They won't admit that they're supposed to be the real Israelites. That God said, I set this apart for you, but you don't want it. I'm going to take it from you and give it to everybody. I'll say it again. People have been in exile for 500 years. For 500 years, they were in exile. Jesus pulled up Saul on a dirt road. Jesus was the man that was opposing him the most and made him one of his biggest apostles. That wasn't by accident. Why did Jesus need Paul? Number one, Paul was killing more Christians than anybody. Number two, Paul was a Gentile. Number three, Paul was a Roman citizen. So in my opinion, Jesus and God said, I'm tired of fooling, putting all our effort. This is my opinion. Unto these hard-headed Israelites, let's give everybody a chance. Let's make it available to everybody. If it's available to everybody, and everybody got the chance to be God's people, what's so special about the Israelites now? What's so special about the Israelites now? The gift that they supposed to got, they took it and gave it to everybody. Y'all didn't want it. Start with Exodus and work your way all the way up to the last book. Israelites were hard-headed. But what made them so frustrating, if you tell them you're doing something wrong, they'll talk you down and they ain't. This is a problem in every race. You'll try to tell somebody you're doing wrong, and they'll talk you down. No, I'm not. I'm just as holy as you is. You know, behind the scenes, I might do a little something, but you know, I'll come back. You know, I might have been at the club all night humping on somebody, but I'm here when the church door open. I'm so dedicated, I didn't even change my clothes. I'm still wearing my dancing duds, but I'm here. But if you ask somebody that's down in the gutter and you say, man, you doing bad. I don't know how you got this far down. They'll tell you, I know. I keep trying to get up, but I can't do it. I keep trying. Somebody that's willing to try, you can work with. Somebody that's doing wrong, and you pointing it out to them, and they'll talk you down to the ground. I'm not doing wrong, you know, I might be, you know, but look at them down there, you know, I see, I understand, I know Jesus and God, I know, but you cannot reason with them, you cannot teach them, you cannot correct them. They will talk you down to the point that you say, I ain't gonna fool with you no more. And that's what they did with the Israelites. Please, God, please, God, get these Philistines out of here. Please help us. Get these Jebusites, get them out of here. And they do it. And a week later, they back doing what they were doing. And so they let them come back. And then please leave. This went on for 500 years. You can't help people that won't be helped. You can't fool with people who can't be taken seriously. If you go in any church service and you observe some people, just observe them, then watch them come out that church and then observe them. And you see them doing wrong, and you pull them up. They'll give you a song and dance about why, you know, it's okay for them to do what they're doing. How can you correct somebody? I think the word they used back in the day was stiff-necked. No matter how much you tried to train them up, no matter how much you tried to teach them, they wouldn't budge. They call that being stiff-necked. Some call it being hard-headed. Some call it being blissfully ignorant. The reason they won't accept the New Testament is because the New Testament will make them a failure. That's why I don't believe they're God's people. The New Testament makes them a failure. Because God took the blessing that was supposed to be for them and gave it to the Gentiles. Let that marinate. He took that option because God's plan was always to have a paradise on earth. And he picked the people, and he picked the bloodline, and he tried to make them into a paradise on earth. But the people hard-headed. We never stopped being hard-headed. So if you act just like everybody else, why should you be set apart? Don't you find it strange that Paul's name was Saul? Jesus changed his name to Paul. Don't you find it strange that the first king of the Israelites in the land of milk and honey, his name was Saul? The people pissed on Jesus, who was over here in the cloud, and said, we want our own king. We don't want you leading us. We want our own king. We want to be like everybody else. Don't you find it strange? 500 years later, Jesus picks a man named Saul. And says, the people want to be like everybody else. Let's give everybody else the salvation. Let's give everybody else the grace. Let's give everybody else a chance for eternal life. Since you want to be like everybody else, you couldn't do it. Maybe they could do it. Let them marinate. The people wanted a king that looked like them. They wanted to be like the other heathen people around them. After fooling with them for 500 years, Jesus and God said, hey, we're gonna let everybody get the chance. So for them to celebrate the New Testament is to celebrate them being a failure. Is to celebrate them not only disappointing God, but getting kicked to the curb by God. So you must really be desperate to cling on to something that says you're a loser. You couldn't cut it. You wasn't good enough. Other than being able to say that you were God's chosen ones, without God, you ain't nothing. You didn't win not one war without God. You didn't win anything without God. And when him and Jesus deserted you, what happened? You became overrun with other people. So I'm just saying. You can take somebody that'll say, hey, I know I'm doing wrong. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to get it together. I really am. There's somebody who will say, well, you know, I'm doing wrong, but I'm still doing better than most people. You know, I'm all right. You need to go down the street and talk to him. He the one doing bad, you know. You know, I might mess with the kids once a year, you know, but, you know, it's only once a year. You know, everybody know to keep their kids in the house around December when I get in my mood. So everybody know to keep their kids locked up. Yeah, but look at the man down there. He mess with the kids every week. Every week you got to lock a kid up for him. And y'all know what I always say. That man is just 1 or 2 years away from being the man every week. But you can't tell him nothing. A lot of people in the churches, you can't tell them nothing. But you see somebody on the street, see somebody living under the bridge, see somebody living in a tent, and you say, hey, you know you got to do better. They'll say, I know I do. Yes, I don't know how. I've been trying. I just nothing never work out. But I'm still trying to figure out a way. That's somebody you can work with. But you can't work with somebody where, you know, I'm all right. You picking on me for I'm doing good. You need to. But I'm talking to you. I see that you need help. I know I don't. I'm doing fine. I got money. I got clothes. I got cars. I don't need nothing. I'm doing good. You can't help that person. They won't take your help. So why should Jesus and God keep begging somebody that don't want help? That's why they switched it up and made it open to everybody. So ain't nobody above the other. And they ain't looking for you. You got to look for them. They ain't hunting you down. You got to come to them. What do I tell y'all? Go get a relationship with Jesus. You got to go show some oomph. I ain't gonna keep fooling with you. They waiting on you to wake up. Some of you ain't never gonna wake up. So you standing before them. That's when you gonna get the wake up call. Some of you will get the wake up call when you on the slow burn in hell. Some of you will get the wake up call when you got 100-pound hailstones landing on you. Some of you will wake up when the giant locust is stinging you to death and it's pain and it's stinging and you can't die. You just got to keep taking that pain. And some of you still going to be cursing. Screw you, God. I'll go to hell, Jesus. Screw you. I'm still going to go do what I want to do. I'm not going to listen. That free will is the strongest thing. That free will, strongest thing. Some people have to be beat to their blade. You have to beat the tar off of them to break their will. And they'll heal and come back and turn on you again. Free will, I think, is the strongest thing. It is. In most of the New Testament, in the Old Testament, Jesus and God have been fighting that will. So they switched it up. Since we only as good as our will, let's make the offer to everybody. And those who can will themselves to do what we ask will get to continue on. You're only good as your will. A lot of people ain't gonna let Jesus come in and work on them. They're gonna fight him every step of the way. Eventually, they're gonna go do what they want to do and forget about him. So they wind up down there in baby hell. That's when they go, oh, what's up now? But it's too late then. Good chat real quick before we continue. At least that sounded a lot better. Jesus calls himself a man. Jesus said to them, if you were Abraham's children, you would do the works of Abraham. But now you seek to kill me, a man who has told you the truth, which I heard from God. That's John 8:39-40. Let me read this again. Jesus said to them, because they told him, we were Abraham's children, and we've never been slaves to anybody. Well, that's a lie. They were slaves to the Babylonians. They were slaves to the Romans. At some point, they were slaves to the Philistine. At some point, they were slaves to the Hebettite, the Jebusite, and everybody else in that day, because they can't fight. They couldn't fight. God fought for them. When they went to go fight, they got the butt kicked. When they went to go fight, they got the butt kicked when they went on their own. That's why they were enslaved by the Egyptians, even though they outnumbered them. Why did the Egyptians start killing their firstborn off? They were outnumbering them. You outnumber them, why you can keep the butt? But they can't fight. They want to sing and dance all the damn time. They're always going to be a slave to somebody. But they can't fight. If you were Abraham's children, you would do the works of Abraham. But now you seek to kill me. You would do the works of Abraham. Abraham walked with God. His offspring. Some 500 years later, his offspring is claiming Abraham. Abraham walked with God. Abraham was willing to sacrifice his only son because God asked him to. These silly Israelites can't stop sinning for 5 minutes. But they claiming to be descendants of Abraham. There's an embarrassment to Abraham. Abraham turned over in his grave when they said that. Said, please. Abraham wasn't even in the ground when they forgot what he did. We always forget. Wherever you live at today, that could be a big fire that killed 50 people. A month later, you've been and forgot about it and been on something else. Every once in a while, hey, remember that fire? Yeah, we lost 50 people. Oh, well, hey, what's on TV right now? The Orioles playing? The Patriots playing? What's going on? What's going on with the Knicks and the... What's going on with the Knicks and the Lakers? That's how selfish we are. Oh man, they having a number one of them daggone thingamajigs. Yeah, it's a daggone shame. That was crazy though. Whole building collapsed on them. Man, hundreds of people dead. They can't even find them. 2 weeks later, you still talking about that bridge collapse? Man, that's old news, let me tell you. You talking about the old news. Let me tell you. They actually found videotape of Brian where he said he killed it, where he choked the girl. Let me tell you. You still looking at that old news. That's how we are. We evil and selfish. I liken it to, and men really can't understand, but we can understand. If a man ever had a gallstone and had to pass it, had it passed through his urethra, he understands. Women say men don't understand. Men with gallstones understand. Trying to pass a gallstone through the urethra is like you trying to pass a baby. Very similar. Painful as I don't know what. Very similar. But the one thing about the human being, once it's over, you forget about it. As hard as it is to pass that gallstone, soon as it drop in that toilet, you start forgetting about it. To the women, as soon as you push that baby out, and they put that baby on your chest and you holding it, you forget about the pain. Almost instantly. If you're in a fight and you're getting beat up, when the person stops hitting you, haven't you ever seen somebody get beat up and they get up 5 minutes later and want to fight again? Like, you just got beat up. What you getting up for? Get up and get beat again? What you getting up for? We have the ability to forget what just happened. If they ever rebuild and make a new World Trade Center in New York, some New Yorkers will never go in that building. Other New Yorkers are going there and then that. Some New Yorkers will go by the memorial and they got to stop and say something. Other New Yorkers don't even know where the memorial is and don't care. That's how we are. Be evil like that. Don Lee said that's kidney stones. Well, you know what I meant. If a man never had one, he'll never forget it. Same way women don't forget banned children. But, like I said, after it's gone, you forget about it. My back was hurting so bad last night. It stopped hurting. I forgot about it. Until I was getting ready to leave today and it came back. Every time I come in from my bike ride, my chest be hurting so bad. It still hurt a little bit, but I forgot about it. And my back hurting again. 20 minutes, I've been and forgot about it. That's how we built. That's why you think if you beat a child and tell them don't do that again, and then you see them a week later doing it again because you have to constantly keep beating them. But they forget. I said it yesterday, I say it again. Noah and his little family was the only people that survived the flood. Yet 3 generations after Noah, they were right back to doing what they were doing before. Worse. Noah wasn't there to remind them. His great-grandchildren fell right into the hands of the devil because that's what they really wanted to do. Put on great-great-great. Man, put on him. I don't want to hear nothing about no flood. Ain't no flood today. Today I'm going to go do what I want to do. Jesus and God don't want robots. They don't want you to have to do something. They want you to want to do it. It's the challenge from the devil. You gonna get them free will, huh? I bet you they won't love you. But I bet you I can make them love you. And I don't have to control them like robots. The challenge is on. And so far, the devil winning. A lot of people get mad when I say that. You know he winning. You know when you turn the TV on. You know he winning. You know when you watch the news, pick up the newspaper, walk outside. Look at the attitude of the people. The devil was right. So the idea of that paradise had to be put off. And only people who really want to be a part of that paradise get to go. They gave up on the daggone Israelites. Gave up on them. So at this point, we'll take anybody that's willing to let us work with them. That part is people say they want to, but they really don't. They say it with their mouth. But their attitude and their action say the total different. They totally different. You got a relationship with Jesus and walking with him. That's going to give you the opportunity to have an audience with God. If you ain't good enough, you ain't going to get it. I don't mean being good. I mean being good at what Jesus wants you to do. Not being good at what somebody else wants you to do. The way he wants you to do. That's the key. Start putting in, when I feel I should be able to do this, and when I think I should be able, when you start doing that, you push them away. Because you won't do it that way. You want to do what you want to do. So go do it. And get ready to get in that lake of sulfur. It's pretty and simple. We ain't got to do no 5-hour sermon. I can tell you what you need to hear in a minute. It's up to you to go do it. Or go do what you want to do. A or B. A, I'm going to get a relationship with Jesus. I'm going to find out what he wants me to do. And I'm going to do it. Or I'm going to say, screw you. And I'm going to roll with the devil. And we're going to go out here. We're going to have fun. We're going to go gamble, party, have wild sex. And just rob people. And just do whatever the hell we want to do. Ain't nothing you can do about it because you gave me free will. So put on you. So It's A or B. Which one are you? You got to be A or you got to be B. There ain't no in between.
Well, yes, it is. Because I think that I can still do my dirt and then I can still walk with you.
No, you can't.
When I feel that, you know, they wrong because, you know, well, they're in charge. Well, you know, they're wrong.
Well, then get ready to go to baby hell and get ready to go into the lake of sulfur. It's the A or B. There's no C, D, E, F, or G. It's A or B. The devil made his choice thousands of years ago. He chose B. Are you going to choose B and go in the lake of sulfur with him? Or are you going to choose A? There ain't no in between. It's either A or B. Nothing else can see its way inside. It's A or B. A, I'm going to follow Jesus and do what he wants me to do. Or B, I'm going to do what I want to do. It's either or. You can't make a middle ground. There's no middle ground. Well, you know, I'm going to ride with both of them. I'm going to ride with the devil at night. I'm going to ride with Jesus during the day. On Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to be good. But the rest of the week, I'm going to put my dancing shoes on and I'm going to tear up the town. You can't do it both. You one or the other. It's that simple. One or the other. A or B. There ain't no C. But a lot of people think that they can just see their way through life. And they will see. They're going to see themselves in baby hell on a slow burn, suffering, and just waiting to get thrown into that lake of fire. And watch the devil get thrown in first. Person you've been following and listening to all your life. The people that represent him that you've been following, admiring, looking up to, you're going to see them get thrown in there too. And then you going in. That's what you got to look forward to. So enjoy yourself. Have all the fun you can have these 70 to 80 years you get down here. Some of you ain't going to live to be 30. Some of you might make 50. Some of you might make 60. You better have all the fun you can have. You better party like your life depends on it. Like your day could end tomorrow because it could. But in the end, you got baby hell to look forward to for thousands of years. You got hell to look forward to. And you look forward to being in the furnace. Your spirit will cease to exist, will burn up. You're going to feel a pain. Which one you want to do? A or B? There ain't no C. There ain't no D or E. It's A or B. Do you want to walk with Jesus and find out what he wants for you? Or do you want to follow yourself? Or follow your mates? Or follow your children? Or follow your mother? Or follow your pastor? Follow your cult? Decision is yours. A or B. Jesus had to fight and obey to be saved from sin and death. Who in the days of his flesh, when he had offered up prayers and supplications with vehement cries and tears to him, who was able to save him from death and was heard because of his godly fear? Though he was a son, yet he learned obedience by the things which he suffered. Hebrews 5:7-9. Who in the days of his flesh, talking about Jesus Christ, when he had offered up prayer and supplications with vehement cries and tears to him, who was able to save him from death
He was resurrected. This is the whole basis of Christianity. They watched Jesus die and then saw him 3 days later. They watched God come down here as a man and live like them. Live like a man. They watched him die like a man. And they watched him resurrect and walk around as if nothing happened to him. Some would say, well, why would he do that? To show you that God has the power to resurrect you and bring you back. Your body might die, but the spirit does not die. Jesus left his body on the cross. But guess what? Jesus took his body 3 days later. When God came for Jesus to take him back, when he sent the angels down there to take him back, they didn't just take his spirit, they took the whole body. To this day, nobody can find his body. Bones do not go away. Bones do not go away. You trying to tell me that the Sadducees, the teachers of the law, the Pharisees, the Romans, the Babylonians, the heathens, nobody could find bone? Not only did he die in front of everybody's eyes, his body vanished. And with all the archaeologists and all the scavenging they've been doing, can't nobody find his bones. There's no place they could have hid Jesus that we can't find. Believe the Roman calendar. In 2022 years, nobody. They found the lost scroll. Nobody find. The Garden of Eden. Nobody can find. The tree of life will make you not die ever. Nobody can find Jesus. But that money. They can find everything else, but nobody can find it. They can find everything else. Nobody can find that. If they can't find it, then what happened must have been true. If they can't find it, what happened must have been true. Because somebody would have found it by now. Somebody definitely would have found it by now. Why haven't nobody found it? In 2,000 years, nobody's found it. This is the basis of the religion. Jesus humbled himself and came down here and lived as a human being, something that he created. Showed you how to live. Was an example of what God expects of. Then died for you to give you a chance. And then gave you proof of it by rising back up. The gospel says he showed himself 40 times. 40 times. He was in his body. So why can't God do that for you? Your focus not be on what your parents want. Your focus not be on the mate want, the children want, the neighbors want. Focus should not be on what your children want. I already said that, I'm sorry. The politicians want, what your country want. Your focus should be, what does Jesus Christ? What does he want? That should be your. That's not your focus, you're not a Christian. Not your focus. That's a fact. Anybody have any questions? Let me pull the chat up. Anybody want to come testify? Are you A or B? Are you A or are you B? If you want to assimilate and come to Jesus, or are you going to break away and do what you want to do? There's an A or a B, an A or a B, an A or a B. Which one are you? You are A or a B? You want to do what you want to do and roast? Or you going to do what Jesus wants you to do and toast? Which one you going to be, A or B? There ain't no C or D, E, F, or G. And back then there wasn't no J. So I don't know how Jerusalem called Jerusalem, there wasn't no J. I don't know how Judah was called Judah, there wasn't no J. So if there wasn't no J, there wasn't no Jew. But there wasn't no J. Jesus' name wasn't Jesus. His name was Aizes. There wasn't no J. There was no J sound. So are you A or are you B? But there ain't no C, D, E, F, or G. And we know back then, before 1500, there wasn't no J. We proven that. So who you gonna listen to? Who you gonna follow? What you gonna dedicate your life to? It's only A or B. There's no in between. You either believe, and not just believe, you're gonna do. And what do you do? Get a relationship with Jesus. We can find out what he has planned for you. Forget everything you know and come to him. That's A. B, you keep doing what you're doing. Do what you want to do. Do what everybody around you want to do. Try to fit in with them. And lose your chance for eternal life. Miss your opportunity. Be in that paradise that God made Adam and Eve, put them in that garden. Want A or B? Well, all right, nobody's talking, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank y'all for spending the evening with me. As we wind down, winding down. What's the day? The 28th? Got 29, 30, 1, 2, 3. We got 5 days to go. 5 days. And the challenges is gonna be on. But this will be the first time I'm actually gonna have some money of my own. My money ain't gonna be took before I even get it. I'm trying to be A. It shouldn't affect me. But if I'm B, I should be acting a fool. We'll see. Remember, judge a person by their behavior and actions. Judge a person by what they say. Judge a person by what they do. And it's on. Because there's so many things that I need. There's so many things that I need that I've been doing without for years. When I say years, I mean years. It's going to be hard not to go buck wild. I'm going to do my darndest. Remember what I said. You're only good as your will. You are only as good as your will. Somebody bless me with a donation today. Because we thought that we had to pay for them prescriptions. I've been paying them all year. But when they only had one pen in the whole store. Not 4 or 5. I knew that it wouldn't be $10. So I asked the person if it was okay to go to the market with whatever was left. That person said yes. Surprised to me. I didn't pay anything for those 4 prescriptions today. Which is really weird because I shouldn't have been paying for prescriptions all year. But ain't no need in crying about it. New day is coming. Now that if that's true, I don't have to pay for my prescriptions. That just make it even better. So rather than look back over the year and think about the times when I was down and out and could have used that $50 that I was spending on prescriptions. Why worry about it? You know, I gave Baltimore Gas and Electric $80 on the 3rd. The power is still on. I could have been using that $80. Move it. But why? What do I gain by looking back? I don't gain nothing. It's gone. It's gone. What do I gain by looking back? I don't gain nothing. So why worry about it? If I don't gain nothing. Well, you know, it's damn shame. I could use that $80. It ain't doing me a bit of good. It's in their pocket, not mine. But guess what? I got every light on in the house and ain't got to pay a darn thing to BG&E. They can keep that $80. They won't get another dime for me long as I live. Let them have that $80. People got to stop being petty. They can keep it. Walgreens and got $250 out of me. To be in my hand right now. But now I know I ain't got to pay nothing. They can keep that $250. Because they won't get $50 come May. They won't get $50 come June. They won't get $50 come July. I'll get my money back. And every year that go by, stop worrying about the old. Something bad happened to you. You think about it for a month, and then you forget about it. That's how you got to do all things. Forget about it and move. Somebody told me last week, if you keep looking for problems, you're going to find them. I don't look for problems, but I like to be ready for problems. There's a difference. Some would say looking and being ready. No, there's a difference. If there's a chance that something might go wrong, I think you should have a plan A and a plan B. Some people say, don't think at all. Just wait and see what happens. I believe a man that's ready is hard to beat. A man that ain't paying attention is easy to defeat. That's where the difference comes in. Somebody that's waiting on you to do something versus somebody that's la-di-dee, la-la-la-la-la-la. Just like the dude said, the guy was trying to size me up the other day. Somebody made a comment. If the dude would have tried something, I would have punched that dude right in his mouth. and would have picked up Minnie and beat him upside the head with Minnie. I can get another Minnie. I'd rather break the bike over somebody's head than somebody walk off and ride it. You might walk off with it around your neck, but you won't be riding it. Because I'm standing there waiting. I ain't looking. See, there's a difference. I ain't looking for you to do anything. But if you do, I'm waiting. There's a difference. Y'all need to learn the difference. I'm already thinking, how fast can I whip out the wasp spray? I'm already thinking. Is this guy easy to body slam? I'm already thinking. Can I kick this in and break his leg? I'm thinking it. I'm wondering. I'm hoping that nothing happens. And I can go do my ride. That's what I'm hoping. I'm praying that nothing happens. But I'm also praying, let me get one blow in and knock that person the heck out. That's not looking for trouble. That's being ready to respond to trouble. Do y'all see the difference? Not going out looking. While the dude was standing there talking, you didn't hear me say, I hope you ain't thinking about trying to. I hope you ain't thinking about taking my bike. That would be looking for a problem. Suppose the person wasn't even thinking about it. You would put it in their mind. Anybody think, yeah, I might as well take your bike. I think I can take it. I might as well take your bike. Why not? That's looking for a problem. But instead, you saw me talk to the guy just as clear and plainly. And like I said, if you would have tried something, it would have been on. He or I better hope that security came out there and broke us up. Because somebody was going to get hurt. And the one thing that I have never been in my whole life, I've never been hurt in any kind of altercation. The object is not to get hit, not to get hurt. To me, a black eye is not hurt. A scrape is not hurt. To me, a broken back, a concussion, your jaw broke, your nose broke, your arm or leg broke. That is getting hurt. If you've never had any of those things, you're very fortunate. And I can tell you, I'm one of the people that's never had that happen. And I don't say it's me. I say it's God. Because I always pray that not only do I not get hurt, I don't want to seriously hurt the other person. Just enough to make them stop. And it's always been granted. It's always been. So know the difference between looking for something to happen and being ready. You know, we normally go out every other day. And I was really upset with myself that I didn't go out Sunday. Tomorrow, I don't plan on going nowhere, but I guarantee you, if I have to, I'll be ready. I haven't even watched, I ain't watched no Supergirl today. I ain't watched no Jeff Ramsey today. I ain't watched none of my shows today. It's 10 o'clock. I've been up since 10 a.m. I ain't watched none of my shows. This is how I was engaged in getting this stuff done. The fact that in 2 days, I haven't been able to get a hold of my general doctor. The insurance company couldn't get a hold of the doctor. Walgreens couldn't get a hold of the doctor. Do y'all realize that I called every doctor that I go to, and only one person had the power. Only one person had the power to write that new prescription. Because see, any of them could have put in for the old, but the new insurance company don't cover the brand I've been using since 2017. They don't cover that. Y'all understand? They don't cover it. So I needed somebody who could rewrite the prescription and give me another brand. And the general doctor could do it, or the endocrinologist, the diabetic doctor. And that's who I was able to get a hold of today. After being on the phone for 4.5 hours, I got a hold of the endo. And it came through the heart clinic. Because I called that number too and got an answer machine. But one of the guys had given me his number. And I called the number and a woman answered it. And I was like, where's the guy at? She said he's not here. And she actually went and found the doctor. If y'all remember, the last time I went to the doctor's, the video's up. I went to see the endocrinologist at 1 o'clock. And then at 2 o'clock, I had an appointment with the health clinic. They're on the same floor. They're in the same part. So she went and she found the doctor and put him on the phone. And let me tell you, that doctor don't play around. He had that in there. I called Walgreens back, talked to the pharmacist there. His name was Ellison. I called back there, and he went and looked. It was already in. But see, if I just laid around and I'd done nothing, I wouldn't have my prescriptions. Staying vigilant, not giving up, not taking no for an answer. Those of you that watched me yesterday, you know I was mad because I walked out that Walgreens without my insulin yesterday. And I kept saying I should have cussed that lady out. Go watch the video and see how many times you hear me talking about it. But I said no, because it's something not right here. I need to find out what's going on. Because see, A and B not making sense. I got to find out why. And I did. And today we handled it. And we didn't have to go act a fool. And we didn't have to go make a behind out ourselves. But it got handled. And I think the people that stand behind me know who you are. Thank you for the support. And as tempting as it was, because when I found out that I didn't have to pay for the prescriptions, I was tempted to go to Burger King. I was tempted. And I said, you know what? You had already made a deal. And I went to the market. That was the deal. Whatever what was left, I go to the market. It wound up being the whole thing, but I went to the market. So now, hopefully, I got enough food to make it to the 3rd. Hopefully, I got enough food. I know when I get off of here now, I got that Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, sugar-free. So that means I don't have to add it while it's boiling. I can strain it and then add the Ray's and actually have the real taste of the barbecue sauce. I'm looking forward to that. So instead of having tasteless rice, I'm going to be able to have some flavor, and I ain't got to feel guilty. I ain't got to worry about my sugar going through the daggone roof. I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to go ahead and cook as soon as I get off of here. And I got my favorite kind of shrimp. And I can't wait to get in here and get my grease on. I'm telling you, I cannot wait to get in here and get my grease on. So, with that being said, let me get out of here. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Like Chun Li says, don't leave home without the wasp spray. Like I say, I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a great night. And remember what I said. You're going to be A or you're going to be B. Because there ain't no C. You're going to have A or you're going to have B. There is no C. Y'all have a great night. Peace, everybody. And we are out. How you work this thing here?